Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. This is a reading for when the moon moves into the sign and is in the sign of Taurus, and our sun will be in Cancer. I'll explain all the positions of the cards as I go through, and I'll also leave a timestamp below if you'd like to move ahead to the intuitive section of the reading, as I do start with messages directly from the books. So our first card in the top center is Black Moon in Water from the Moon Oracle. This position is going to be dealing with our emotional self, our inner self. When the moon loses all light in a water sign, there is a withdrawal of expression of feelings. You experience a numbing period during which you do not put the most vulnerable aspects of your nature to the test. It is time for becoming more self-aware, apart from the needs and worries of other people. When this card is the current moon selected from the moon tables, there can be further interpretations based on that. So again, it's about dormancy and isolation. And the card to add a little therapy to this message is Purity from the Mudras deck, with the theme of freshness and cleanliness. If we clean the window of our soul regularly, we can be sure of a good view. And only when we can see clearly can we enjoy our lives fully. This means that old layers of grime from the past need to be cleared away, clarified, forgiven, resolved, as the case may be. Generosity, forbearance, and willingness to forgive can be very uplifting. And they have the effect of drawing miracles into our lives like magnets. Let people and situations pass in front of your mind's eye. Let old pains and negative feelings come to the surface so that you can let them go forever. I am filled with inner freedom, peace, and joy. So what I'm getting from these two cards is that there's this potential to sort of just let go and empty out emotionally, just clean the slate. And once you do that, you'll be able to bring in something new. So it's kind of exciting. Okay, now we're going to move over to the left and take a look at how we are relating to our physical realm and perhaps even the earth. And from the Sacred Sites deck, we have Rapa Nui. We've had this one recently as well, in the last month or so. The energy focus of this card is stewardship. The card depicts the great Moai statues which once virtually encircled the island, erected at a huge cost in terms of labor and resources, the food and water for workers, the trees needed to maneuver the statues into place. They were a tribute to the deified ancestors, who it was believed would, in turn, provide everything that the living needed: luck, health, fertility of land and animals, and a better position in the spirit world. Other theories speak of the influence of red-haired seafarers who gifted the ancestors technological and navigational knowledge as early as 10,000 BCE. Whatever the truth of these tales, the message to you today is the same. Respect your past, but do not lose sight of the here and now. Similarly, don't accept a lesser life now in the belief that it will be better in the future. That is not guaranteed. So we are going to take a look at a message to provide a little insight to this card, and we have Pentagon with the theme of independence from the Essential Oils deck. Its trigger statement is, I am just like mother, father. And its truth statement is, I am free to choose. You are ready to break free of the conditioning that has bound you so that you may continue your journey of healing and growth. What I'm hearing here is that we may be conditioned to act and treat our bodies, our reality, our physical environment in the way that we were taught by our ancestors to do. But in truth, we have the ability to act differently and to choose for ourselves what's best at this time in the present day moment. Okay, so we are going to look at the right side now, and this is really about what higher energies we can connect to for some enlightenment. And from the Angels of Atlantis deck, we have Sandalphon with the theme of evolution. Sandalphon wants you to know that this is a light-filled time in your life. You are evolving by leaps and bounds, so this is a time to fill your heart with gratitude. Also remember that if manifestation is not fully apparent just yet, destiny will soon be knocking at your door, summoning you to reach new heights and new visions. Prepare by relinquishing anything of the past that stops you from emerging as the creative genius that you truly are. You will see 12 orbs emerging through the oracle, representing the universal resonance frequency. Therefore, see how 12 aspects of your own evolving nature are present at this time. Chant Om to channel the creative presence of the universe and to fully initiate the promise of future glory. I find that relates a lot to the last message about the past as well. So from what I consider my color therapy deck, the Rainbow Oracle, we are going to look at a card which is challenge. You have been having some challenges lately, emotionally. You're feeling let down and hurt about certain things that have been going on all around you. Relationships have been difficult, and you may feel like people around you are not taking into account what you need. This card offers you the chance to heal and work through some difficult emotions. Use this color to connect to your deeper emotions and those hurt places inside yourself. By allowing ourselves to feel these hurt emotions, we can release them and move forward in new ways. I allow myself to connect with my deepest emotions and heal. So perhaps we're getting the message here that even though we need to sort of empty out before we do that, maybe we need to connect. Maybe we've actually gone a little bit numb. So if we want to be able to evolve, yes, we need to purify, to move forward, to bring new things in, but we also need to connect and release to be able to move forward to what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, so I'm going to take a little intuitive look here and just speak on the fly about what I'm seeing here in the spread. am seeing this very like a female type of energy that we're in, where it feels like a void is there, a necessary void, but maybe a little strange around it. Like in the deepest center, everything's fine, but perhaps we've built up some stories, some narratives, some beliefs around what could just be simple and like a blank slate that don't necessarily need to be there. And that there's something about, there's some beauty in that too, like the sort of crystallized thought. So things, when they're crystallized, it's like we don't have to be cold with our emotions. There can be a certain beauty to realizing what we've maybe been cold about, and those emotions can eventually go from being icy to melt once we get in touch with them. There seems to be something that maybe even like untrue in the past that's speaking to us, that is influencing our emotional state, that is causing some stiffness, stagnation, some sense of authority, really overinstated authority, but it's super outdated, that we may need to disregard because it can be harmful to our environment where we're trying to thrive. And our sense of independence, definitely. Getting the sense of like a really, that tuning into something greater, the process of moving beyond these difficult states can be helped through focusing on higher energies, the golden light, something inspired, and that it can go deep. It can be a layered process, and what we may see at first is just like the beginning of the rabbit hole that we can go down with this, and we may find a whole new realities I should say, through that process, and that could restore a sense of deep passion, like love for that type of exploration can emerge and be very filling, like very, have like almost like a dense, curative substance to it with a lot of staying power. It could become even foundational to what we may build upon in the future if we seek some higher wisdom. All right, I think that is a wrap. Thank you for being with me, and I have lots of other types of videos in my different playlists, so feel free to check those out too. Take care, you guys.